Hello there. The following video is about 15 clips of us finishing up the installation of the electric starter in the 1978 T140. It works beautifully. It was an interesting experience, and the iPhone was having problems with the heat. It kept stopping, so we actually lost the first start, which really bothered me. But anyway, here it goes. The sound is terrible because the iPhone was fighting with the air cooler and the bike and me and walking around. And so the audio is pretty bad. But anyway, you'll see what we did to get the electric starter working, and it works really nice in the 78 T140. And so then I went ahead and dressed out the bike, and the bike is now ready for a test ride. So you'll see that in the next video. All right, I'm going to put the ends on the red wire and then put it on the bike and check for length, then cut it for length, and then do the other end. Right now, I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to explain what I do, and I'm going to explain it. I have this really cool, fancy-dancy hydraulic compressor, and it's got all kinds of different jaw fittings for different size heavy-duty battery connectors. I mean, this thing's gorgeous. Now, the reason I have this is it belongs to my lady friend. My lady friend Sean bought this when she installed new batteries in her RV, oversized batteries. She bought this and made her own cables. That's because, frankly, she's a better mechanic than I am. And so that's how I have that. She left it here. Now, what I have done always, and I'm going to do today, though, I'm going to put this end on this wire. Let's see if I can move this down. The way I traditionally do it, because I just don't want to try that massive chomper dumper. So I'm going to tin this here. Then I have taken the end connector and I've drilled a hole in it. Okay. And then I'm going to, after I tin this and put it inside, and I'm going to heat it and fill it with solder. And that has always worked very well for me. So that's what I'm going to do. So you get to watch. And hopefully this will work. Let's try my new fancy dancy. I swear this one doesn't get as hot as my old one. You know what? Yep, plugging it in will help. All right. Stop that for a moment. All right, so I've got the wires tinned a little bit. I'll put this on, and you can see the wires up at the end. Now I'm going to try to use a torch to get that solder down inside there. Let's see how it works. What's that?
It's not going. It's hot.
Yep.
It's just sucking it out.
Yep. So we got solder on the outside. I'll wipe that off.
Yeah.
We're getting solder on the inside too. Well, I'm back. It's nice and cool. Cleaned off the excess solder, and I mean it's not coming out, and I can feel the solder down this far in here because the flexibility starts here. So I actually put so much solder in there that it's sucked down into the wire. Now, just for grins, Kevin said, why not crimp it? So let's go over here and look at this crimper set and see how it works. It's got lots of different jaw sizes, and this one here looks like it'll work just, what do you think? I don't know, this is a 6?
Yeah, I was thinking this one.
As soon as I figure out how to do what I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's too large, we can always crimp it again.
Right.
All right, so let's stick this in there. That's going to cover it. All right, so we'll just go with that. Like so. Let me work right-handed.
Yeah, let me hold this.
Right there. I think I have to do this, reset this to work. There we go.
That's crimped.
That's kind of cool. Look at that. I'm very impressed with that. And we're going to try this on the bike for fitting and see how long we have to make this cable. Be back in a minute. Where we are now, we've pulled the plugs out of the engine. We have the whole starter assembly in. We have all the power. We've tested the lights, the turn signals, the horn, brake lights, everything works. And now we're going to just take this black wire that goes to the starter motor and momentarily touch it to ground and see if it makes that motor engage. All right, we're going to hit the button or touch the wire and see what happens. We got ignition on.
Ignition's on. We have power.
Got lights and all.
Yep.
Yeah, we do. All right, now this is the wire. If I touch it to ground,
We should.
we could do it and get a great picture of your back.
That's right. That's
Oh, this is so scary. I'm gonna have to.
Need to clip that a
Yeah,
bit.
I'm gonna have to skin this back just a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
And even if it does it properly, you know I'm gonna jump.
Yes.
Now
Well, heck yes.
so it's either putting ground to that thing or putting 12 volts to it, and I don't know which. Oh, that didn't work. This is ground. That's what we were just doing.
That was it.
That was it. So it takes power.
Yep.
So I'll have to run 12 volts to it. All right, so it did something. I'm going to see if it'll do something a little bit longer.
Ah!
You son of a bitch.
Oh, hey, how many times have you done that to me? Karma, baby.
It's a valid point.
Wow.
All right. We have a motor that turns a motor. So what I have to do now is run 12 volts up into this switch to this wire, and we'll do that next. How about that, guys? We got a motor that spins a motor. Okay, so we ran the wire to the starter, up into the headlight, picked up 12 volts in there, and then ran that up to the switch. So when I go over there, you got ignition on, right?
Not yet.
Go ahead and turn ignition on. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Ignition is on.
We have power.
We got lights.
Yep.
All right, at this point in time, we do not have smoke, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Loud crackling noises and smoke, not
No
good. I'm going to walk over there and with this magic finger, press that starter button and see if the motor turns over. And I'm going to stand off to the side so you can at least hear. Oh, you got the plugs? No, they're good. They're not in.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh.
let's see. Here it goes. It is spinning. Okay, the next thing we should do, well, first of all, while we got it here, let's check for spark. Okay? Make sure. We'll be back in a minute while we set up a spark test. We have the plugs out. We're going to hit the button and see if we have spark. Please be spark, please. I got spark.
Nice.
I can read a book by that.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point in time, we got everything that's necessary. If that starter motor is spinning that motor in the right direction, it should start. All right, I went ahead and dressed out the bike. Side covers are on, side panels, etc. I'm going to back the bike off the lift now, put it on the side stand, and put more fluid into the hydraulic clutch reservoir and try to see if I can get any bubbles out of there so that it would get a tighter lever. Okay, so I'll be backing this off in just a moment. All right, I've got the bike sitting on its side stand. The handlebars are the same place, but I've rotated this and put the clutch way over here so that the fluid is as far down as possible. And now I'm going to watch bubbles as I do the handle. See that? Did you see that bubble? There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. So you have to have everything going uphill. You can't have any any downhill where the bubbles won't come up. They have to come up all the way past these corners. So we just got about 5 or 6 good bubbles out of there, and I've got a real good handle now. So I think I can put this back together. It's a nice solid handle. Still got a couple more bubbles. Look at that. See that bubble? Those are bubbles in the line. And by doing this pumping action, you break them free and they come up to the top. But the top has to be all the way up. Can't have any downhill at all. So that feels really solid. Do this gently like this. Pump the sort of shocking the column of oil that's in the hydraulic line all the way down to the slave cylinder. Just pump, 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 and make it bounce, and all the bubbles will come up to the top. And one more. Okay, I think we got a good handle there. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, I don't like this thing. I think it's allowing it to leak around here when it's on the side stand. So I'm going to take a standard Triumph master cylinder cup and see if it'll fit in there. I'll be right back. Okay, I just put the remainder of this oil in there. Now I'm going to put this normal master cylinder bellows on it. See how it goes. All right, I got it sitting there with the handlebars cocked with a clean paper towel all the way around the master cylinder. Let's see if it leaks any while it's sitting here on its side stand. And that's the end of the day.